Spoiler warning. If you have not seen Season 5 of Game of Thrones, read the books, or the Telltale games, this is your one and only warning. Hello, I'm Afterburn, and this is Game of Spoils. Doing Episode 5, The Door. Or should we say, Hold the Door. More on that later. This episode's going to be a little different. I had some trouble tracking down a guest, so it's going to be me for the first half of the video, and hopefully a special guest in the second half. First order of business on this episode, I have my first ever corrections and retractions, I should say. I think I comboed that word. Last episode I said that Emily Clark, Daenerys, was using a body double in her nude scene, her hot nude scene, but it turns out actually that was her. Now, she does have a no nudity clause, but she decided that scene was very important, and it wasn't just nudity for the sake of nudity for the show to keep it sexy, so she decided to bear all, and good for her. I mean, I'm kind of biased because I'm always going to want to see a naked lady, but it's one thing to have a no nudity clause. You're a big star on a show, you totally earn that, but to decide that the scene is critical and to go for it, I respect it. I don't know what anybody else thinks. Speak of the devil, look who it is.
Hoping for wealth, protection. Liars, every one of them.
I think I'm going to stop this part here, and I'll throw to the next part 2. So, enjoy. And Game of Spoils now, part 2. And you weren't part of the other part. This is EvilZane, and I'm Afterburn.
Hi.
And I'm single-handedly keeping EvilZane on YouTube. Because he hasn't made a video in a while.
It's been many moons, many months.
Yes, this is a perfect point to get started. And, well, as much as I have lots to talk about here, we have to talk about the final scene of that episode.
You mean Hold the Door?
Yes, everyone is, there's memes all over the place of Hodor.
I haven't read the books, really, so I didn't see it coming.
Well, to this point, the books don't cover that, so that we're all in uncharted territory. There's no book comparison to that.
I think I read online that is going to be in the book, but that's coming out, but it obviously hasn't come out yet. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was a pretty crazy scene, and the whole Bran Stark influencing him from the past, just fucking crazy. It brings a whole new element to Game of Thrones now, because Bran basically can influence shit from the past, and probably a lot of questions are going to be answered now, like things that we didn't know about before were actually Bran's doing, right? So it'll be interesting to see where that goes.
That's why he's not ready.
he's definitely
he's
not
like a
ready.
little kid, and he can but as much as you say he can change the past, what he does has to happen.
Yeah. Everything, well, in a way, everything's written, but at the same time, it's not. It's really weird.
It's just that his interference will explain why something that doesn't make any sense happened.
Yeah. So him influencing Hodor in the past to hold the door, for instance.
Well, that was the thing. He kind of fucked up there because he was visiting the past where he was probably supposed to just watch and not touch, right?
Yeah.
And there was a big thing. There was a big event happening, and he was being yelled at, and so and just being told to, you need Hodor. We need Hodor to carry you because you're a cripple, right? So he kind of what was really happening messed up with his visitation of the past, and that's kind of why Hodor got fucked up there. He had a seizure or whatever because something that was unnatural happened.
Yeah.
So, that was my favorite part, because even though that wasn't supposed to happen, it was also kind of supposed to happen, because Hodor only really exists to transport Bran.
Well, yeah, after that was his one purpose, was to hold the door at that point in time. But it'll be cool. There's a lot of theories on the internet where obviously we saw a little peek of Ned Stark in the past finding that tower, and finding what's going to be inside that tower, there's a lot of rumors going around that Bran's going to influence Ned to name him like John or whatever, or have some influence on that. I don't think that's pretty exciting, to be honest. Like that's kind of a meh thing, but it is kind of interesting to see like what tragedies were actually Bran's fault or things like that happened in the show.
And also something that everyone's talking about the scene and what happened, but I haven't heard anyone talk about the possibility of now Hodor could become a White Walker because he was bitten. Potentially he could have been just eaten alive, but he could also be a White Walker, and that would be a very dangerous White Walker, like a half giant White Walker named Hodor.
Yeah, that would probably be bad. I don't see it happening really because it looked like he was stabbing the shit.
Yeah, he might have just kind of got eaten alive because it's a special process to become your body has to be left alone or whatever, and you have to kind of come back to life. That's why the Night Sweats have to burn the bodies, right?
Yeah, but I guess on the other hand, it could possibly happen. Like, yeah, they were stabbing him, but his body would mostly be intact, right? But I think don't you need to be alive to become a White? Or no, you have to die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just that baby from like the first or second season is still really unanswered. Like, they took a baby and turned him into a White Walker, but the baby was still alive. So what does that mean?
Yeah, we don't know that yet, but that's a different process. That's a different thing, possibly, or maybe that's a stronger White Walker. We don't know.
I'm more upset that the dire wolf died. Like, they're all dropping like flies.
Well, and that's another thing too, because in the book, the first time the Night's Watch meet the White Walkers, one of the things that really freaks them out is there's this like kind of half-dead bear that they run into.
Really?
So animals can also be White Walkers. So in that sense, Summers or Bran's wolf could potentially also be a White Walker, but they've never shown that. Maybe just because of CGI, it costs money to render something like that. It's a big show, it has lots of money, but they still got to make.
It looks like a majority of those White Walkers are CGI. Like,
God, I'm like sneaky. I'm not paying attention.
Like, I think it's doable. I just think I don't know if Summers will be one because you could hear them like just constantly stabbing the shit out of it and tearing it apart, and that I think that made me more sad than Hodor dying because I don't like seeing animals get hurt.
But we know is from what happened to Jon Snow, being stabbed a few times doesn't keep you from coming back as something coming back to life. But you're right. I can see it both ways, but I can very much see that's just the death of both of those characters.
So what? I think Ghost is the only direwolf, or they never found Arya's White direwolf, so it's around somewhere.
And I think that direwolf has a purpose, whether it's just to come back and save somebody when it doesn't look like they have any hope of living. Like it's just going to show up randomly out of nowhere. Maybe, but I think that direwolf is definitely going to show up at some point.
I'd be disappointed if it didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's a weird thing too because it's like when at the start of the show they got these direwolves and it was like, oh, these are going to be really important, and then right off the bat in the first season, Sansa's got killed, Lady, and it was like, oh, okay, yeah.
Lame.
Circling back to what we were talking about with Hodor, as I was saying, like, even though it was a kind of an accident, not supposed to happen, but meant to happen at the same time, like, the three-eyed raven, he's like, oh no, the Night King has touched you, he can get to you now, you have to go. And then the next scene, they're doing a vision, like they're not leaving.
Yeah.
So, which leads me to think that that had to happen. He had to have that vision. That had to happen exactly how that happened, or else Hodor wouldn't have been affected by it, and then thus they would have never made it all the way there. Even though they're already there, timeline kind of thing. Like it just had to go down that way, and he knew it had to happen that way.
Man, time travel always screws shit up. Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way. I hate time travel, god damn it. But it was just crazy how fast they showed up. Because like it seemed like it happened like right off the bat, but it could have been a week in showtime or whatever. But yeah, that was. I did not see that coming when the forest child or whatever you want to call them, Children of the Forest went out and there they are, or whatever that girl's name is. I don't remember her name.
I don't know if she was really given a name.
Oh, she was with her brother or whatever.
Oh, Mira? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw you were talking about Children of the
No, the
Forest.
Child of the Forest. They never had names. They're
Yeah.
nameless.
Well, they're like these like things that have lived forever.
Yeah, they just showed up with no like explanation. It's
Oh, they did
there.
get a scene though that we saw that they created the White Walkers.
Yeah,
Like,
we saw
they
that,
They had a
but,
tied
like-
up man to a tree and they like shoved a knife into him and
I-
his eyes went blue.
And I think I mentioned this in the first video I did with you. They never really gave him an introduction. Like it just appeared in an episode and that was it.
True.
I had to like look online to figure out who the hell they were.
Yeah, see, they're always referenced in the book, like as kind of like a thing that doesn't exist or whatever, like a story, like oh,
Like a
or like
forest nymph or
curse
whatever.
you, let the children of the forest take you away.
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like this lure, but and it's and they the reason they created the White Walkers because they were losing a war against the Andals and the First Men, right?
Okay. That makes sense.
So they're like the Three-Eyed Raven. They've kind of been in the land as long as it has existed.
Well, they're gone now.
I guess that was all of them, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on here?
Hey, they're
Oh, this
beating
is-
up my maester.
What the hell? Who's that guy?
His name's Griff.
Is he? No one likes Griff.
Nope. But spelt with a Y instead of a I.
What about what's his name? Littlefinger's telling Sansa about her uncle retaking some land and having an army, and then her line to Jon. I think, in my opinion, Littlefinger can't be trusted, and I don't really know.
No, he can never be trusted.
No, not completely. And I don't think. Like, do you think that he's telling the truth about her uncle?
I do, yeah, because
Yeah.
I think... because I think he doesn't have any friends on the other side, so he needs that to work.
Do something! Stop this madness! Oh, you did nothing!
I did. I think I did, I don't know. Oh, I guess I did, and I ran out of time. That's not good.
You're the Lord here. Why is he doing all that stuff?
Because my house is in shambles.
How could you let this happen?
Oh, my house died at the Red Wedding.
Summon soldiers. Oh.
Look, man, that's a card I have in my pocket. Maybe I don't want to use it right now. But I learned a new move, and and I fucked it up.
You could have been badass, but you fucked up.
Apparently, I'm so fucked up, I'll never be able to fight again. Like, I sustained a bad injury.
Well, it
I
looks
won't
like
be
it.
quite the warrior I used to be. Rah. Let me put my key. Oh, see, look, someone.
Oh, damn!
What are your orders?
Oh, yeah, so that pirate guy is control the Iron Isles now.
Yeah. I was actually honestly, I was a little underwhelmed by that episode until the end of it.
Yeah.
Like that scene I was really looking forward to because it was big in the books. But it kind of disappointed me. Because just for the one thing, the priest that held the King's Moot is one of the Balon Greyjoy's brothers.
Yeah.
And the reason he held the King's Moot was he didn't want Euron to take control because he was a godless man. He didn't want a godless man to rule the Iron Islands. And I'm not paying attention to this.
It just kind of seemed like he was all for it.
Yeah, he didn't like resist him at all. It's just like he won, and then he gave them his kind of what's it called? He baptized them their way. They literally drown and then they become a new man.
That's those that are dead. Hit him, fucker!
Oh. I was looking at you.
Don't look at me. Yeah, the point of that is what was it? What's dead can never die. Is that their motto?
Yes, and their god is the drowned god. So drowning is like a
Hit the fuck out of him! Beat the shit out of that son-of-bitch! Yeah!
you don't even know what he did, but you're just happy that he's getting beat up. I don't see the
Bam!
options
Oh
to
yeah!
stop.
You just beat him.
I guess I could back out. Okay, that's enough.
Oh come on! Spit on him! Spit on him. Yes.
It's not very lord-like, but everyone will remember that.
Well, something tells me you don't really care about what happens in this game, so I'm just trying to influence what I can.
I kind of care, but it's, I play a game like The Walking Dead or whatever, and I try really hard to make the right decisions, and it's just an awful ending for me. So I'm trying to half pay attention and see how this turns out.
This is the worst to try and do the best at. Try and do like the most goodish thing.
But getting back to the King's Moot, yeah. And there's also a lot more people that made a claim to... Because, it was to be the lord of the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
So
I guess they kind of...
So they opened it to, lots of houses and worthy people, and it was just his sister and Euron, so I was a little disappointed by that.
I think it was just, time constraints. They just wanted to get it over with. They didn't want to... have it go on too long.
And that's the thing, right? We have a lot of storylines happening, and we can only spend so much with certain characters. Like, I don't believe Cersei and that was, or the Lannisters and King's Landing was even in that episode, because they needed so much time for that final scene.
Yeah, there was no Lannisters, there was barely any Daenerys. Like, all she did was tell, what's his name? Jorah to go find a cure, which is, there is no cure. He's basically just going to wander around till he dies.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen to him, but he'll probably come back and do something heroic and die. I doubt he'll die of grayscale, but
no. He could just use his hand as a weapon. He's like, I'll touch you.
Like the worst person ever, like someone who's like intentionally spreading AIDS or HIV.
Charlie Sheen.
Okay, some shot at Charlie Sheen.
I'm joking. I love Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen. But, yeah. That'd be a douche move to do. Better get out of here.
It's like he gets disarmed and that's his other weapon.
Oh, my arm. This is even better. I'll throw this at you.
I'll touch you. Wow, you're pushing.
Oh, shit.
Croft doesn't know shit about anything.
Don't let him get to you.
I don't want to be hit by a girl. I'm not supposed to fight back. I don't know.
Oh, if they hit you 3 times, it's legal.
She's like a warrior chick,
She's gonna kick your ass.
She's probably really tough. Probably don't know give me crap about, as long as I don't, beat her. Just defend myself. Although I'm not doing a very good job.
If you beat her, maybe she'd sleep with you.
You brought me here. Just talk to me, Beskar. We're done talking.
Looks like you're getting,
Yeah, I know.
Ow. That would hurt.
She broke the table.
Wow.
She'd be rough in bed.
Oh, yes.
For real fight, you'd be dead. I'm not going to do that.
Wow, my beautiful hair.
Ah.
Whoa, so many movements. Hello.
Yeah, this is it.
So what? You're gonna kill me because you don't want to go into some fucking city? I was a slave. Here, in this fucking
Comes out.
Well, how the hell was he supposed to know if you didn't tell him? Starts beating the crap out of him. And now he feels bad. Now he feels like he's the bad guy.
Women.
What else happened in that episode?
The new Red Priestess made Varys sweat.
Right. That's right. She totally put him in his place.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's the master of whispers, right? He always knows more than probably anybody else.
Oh yeah.
So he's never
Never been
worried
in a
or
situation where someone
concerned.
knew more than
She
him.
really made him sweat there.
Oh yeah. Kind of. She was very descriptive. Let's just say.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's also a new character. There is another Red Priest in the books, but it's a man.
Yeah.
Who ends up actually joining up with the Iron Islands because they like they said they weren't going to build 1,000 ships, and that's all the same. He won't going to sail to Daenerys and marry her.
Yeah, because Theon and his sister fucked off with their men and their boats.
Yeah, and again that was all the same in the book too because they're the kind of people that if there's any threat of someone stealing their power, they're just gonna kill it. Right? They're not even if they're a blood relative, they're gonna kill them. So She had to vacate the King's Moot quickly and go into hiding and any other threats would have been struck down.
Yeah.
And that's just usual. No.
Get her another drink. Get her drunk.
Here you are.
Thank you, little brother.
You're in the brother zone. She must come from wherever Xerxes and what's his name comes from.
Xerxes?
Xerxes or whatever.
Cersei?
Yeah, Cersei.
Xerxes was the enemy of 300.
Shut up.
I gotta stop.
I watched this show.
I gotta stop for a second and look at the achievements.
Shut up.
Okay.
I don't laugh this much at your mistakes.
It was an honest mistake, but the last episode, like you were calling Catelyn Stark Catalina.
Catalina wine mixer.
So I turned it into a joke.
It's the fucking Catalina wine mixer.
It's like, I know you're not doing it on purpose. That's why it's so funny. Oh no. Okay, well, on that note, this is the end of Game of Spoils. This episode 5.
Definitely
The
went
Door.
longer than you intended.
It did. Well, like episode, we were just rolling. Lots to talk about.
Tommen's coronation feast. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
that's where we are at here. Stop trying to make this video go longer.
Tommen's the new king, right?
Yeah, earlier in the episode, the Purple Wedding, as it was called, happened.
Wedding.
But we didn't see it. We were all off screen. So it was weirdly non-spoiler.
Stop trying to make the episode longer.
I'm just explaining. But I'm ending the episode. If you liked it, like and subscribe. Afterburn, EvilZane. Leave comments. I was going to let you do the sign off, but I just did it. But this is over now. This video's over. I'm turning it off.